ARCa trading team member Johnny Barnes brought to my attention this ticker over the weekend, and to my surprise, a large amount of signals were fired for a massive upside today. Despite the IWM retracement, GNS powered through perfectly to our projected targets, and now we're here to see about continuation. Welcome back to the channel on this happy Monday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into episode 5 of Microcap Mondays. Let's kill 'em, team. Welcome back, team, to the channel. This is ARCa. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol GNS here, as there is a bit of a rush so I can get over to the ARC Masters course, right? This is GNS here, team, where Johnny Barnes actually asked me to take a look at it on the weekend, where we had the prior day's close landing at about 41.96. Our projections led to a topside target of about 61.83, and today, take a look at the wick there on the daily time frame, hitting the 63-cent level, right to our projection of 62.58 in a discretionary manner. So absolutely a perfect run for GNS today. So now we have to see about continuation, right? Let's see if we have any more. Take a look at this in the post hours, right? Even running beyond our targets into the area of about 67.99 and pulling back to retrace and test this newly converted resistance into support of 61.99, or actually, you know what, we can just call that 62.58. So validating this new area as a support would cause a continuation to the upside, right? So we have massive volume today. Take a look at the volume today during the trading hours, right? We're looking at, let's drop that down. It looks like we have about 64 million in volume, team. The average volume on this on a 30-day period has been 5.69 million. So you can already see the buy-side interest on this completely jacking up here, right? I know that there are some rumors, right, regarding a $300 million lawsuit, right? There's all kinds of stuff going out there. And I know it's leading sentiment here for a continuation to the upside, right? So the measured move that we projected here was actually based around the channel breakout, right? So the channel breakout had this target, right, for us to take a look at. Breaking out of the channel would lead to that side, to that top side target. Now retracing back to the 4-hour time frame, using the bull flag, which we were in, right, from this top side to the bottom of the bull flag would be the measured move for the upside upon completion of that formation, right? And take a look at that. We absolutely got confluent targets here. Our discretion was leading to a target of about 62.58, which was nice to see 3 targets in actually confluent to each other, right? Now, the next signal that we were looking for was the fact that we had a massive amount of time frames here, all of which were in the critical expansion area, right? So starting, I believe it was from the 30-minute time frame, we had it all inside of the critical expansion zone, right? That's your 30-minute area. This is your hourly time frame, right? It was right in here in the critical expansion by hourly time frame, right? This was it right over here in critical expansion, and every single time frame all the way up to the 8-hour into the 12-hour, and then the daily time frame had the only iteration of contraction to expansion, and it's now approaching critical expansion with a massive upside bias, and it's now entering the bullish control zone of the stochastic momentum indicator. So what I'm trying to say here is that according to the daily time frame, there is still continuation to the upside to consider. We actually ran a little bit of a back test here yesterday, and we noticed that any time that volatility did expand from this critical zone for an upside continuation, there has been serious moves, some of which actually the smallest iteration here was a move of 13.94% back over in about October of 2022. Now, the second smallest iteration, second and third, right, was back here in September of 2023 for a 50.43% move to the upside. The third smallest would be 57.68% in December 2023. But from there, we have 2 very large iterations. And since they are both large, they are not outliers, right? So take a look at this, a massive 222% from that exact signal that we're firing with the same upside pivot of stochastic momentum. And to mark off the continuation here for that last move, this one here was a huge behemoth, right? 512% to the upside, marking that same situation, breaking outside of the critical contraction zone with an upside pivot of both of both the volatility component and the moving average. So far, let's go ahead and get the measured move from the price action today, right? So it looks like we opened right about here. The signal fired actually at the open of the prior candle. So right here is that firing of the signal. So let's take a look already. So very much in line with what we're observing, right? We're already making a move of 43.11%, but let's go ahead and take a look at the 12-hour time frame and see what we have in store. Okay, so here is now the move that we've done so far, and it looks like we have made an equivalent move to the smallest iterations here, 54.01% to the upside. I have to be honest here, it does look like it does have upside continuation, but we have to be careful when it comes to things like this because we're already meeting two of the iteration's top side targets. Okay, so this is already making a psychological blockage for continuation or potential continuation, right? So we have to be very careful moving forward. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the smaller time frames here to see what the details are, specifically the 5-minute time frame. I want to take a look at the moving averages to see how we're sitting against them. So let's pull that up right about here. And let's see. Perfect. Very healthy upside here. SMA 50 teal line, SMA 100 dark blue, EMA 200, and SMA 200 on that purple, right? So you can see here that we're above and clearing every single moving average, every single major moving average, and still considering an upside continuation, right? So let's take a look at the RSI in this position here, see how we're feeling, right? RSI is still suggesting an upside continuation. Now, it is a potential here that we're going to correct the pivot of the stochastic momentum indicator for a continuation to the upside, right? We're entering critical contraction here, right? That would be very obvious, actually, since we were max expanded here, right? This would be maximum transactions frequency here during the intraday. So as we pushed ourselves into the after hours, then we started to contract, right? Naturally, there's less activity, there's less disbursement of returns, or the rate has significantly slowed. Okay, good. So that is giving us a potential continuation on the 5-minute time frame. But do we have enough thrust to continue to the upside, for further? Well, let's look at the 10-minute time frame and on, right? So it looks like we're getting a little bit of a hint here in volatility. It looks like we may start getting an expansion phase. Now, the bias for direction would be that next thing to imply. Well, it looks very probable that we could be getting an upside continuation, that being that we're in the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile, right? So this usually leads to a continuation to the upside. All right. Now, let's go further on, right? 15-minute time frame, potential consolidation on that 15-minute. This is also consolidation in the 30-minute time frame. It is sitting in the gravitational zone here, right? So for now, it looks like we may be consolidating at this area here, which is very curious. And I will say that price action is going to start behaving a little weird because we do have the Fed coming up on Wednesday, right? So lots of irregular market activities could be happening in the following days. Okay, so the hourly time frame is finding support at the SMA 14 of the RSI for a continuation to the upside, which is also very confluent to the SMA 5 on the hourly time frame support grab with continuation, right? So that's nice. Let's see the bi-hourly time frame. Okay, bi-hourly time frame is still suggesting an upside on stochastics, right? But we're getting fluctuations of this consolidation period on the bi-hourly time frame. Let's see. We're gonna gather all the chips here and see what the probabilities are. Okay, so man, that's not bad. So what I'm seeing here, team, is that there could be an immediate short-term time frame pullback, and that pullback would lead to a potential reaccumulation phase for a continuation to the upside. So for that, let's go ahead and pull up the stats window here and see what we have, right? 4-hour time frame would tell us that we can retrace as low as 52.81, right? So now, if we do experience a deeper pullback than that, then your daily average true range low could lead to about 40 cents. Okay, so that the reason why I'm saying this is because we have a daily ATR, average true range, right? This is averaging out the amount of upside or downside on average over the last 14 days in the closing basis. It's giving us that target that it can move on average around 6 cents. Okay, so the current time frame here is also, it's expanding so much right now that every time frame is almost leading into that 6 cent 6 cent upside or downside. So now, if we are to continue to the upside here, we're reading the continuation as a very, very odd number because the after hours was what got the upside. So in that case, we're going to lead to the standard deviation multipliers. Just a moment. Okay, so the standard deviation multipliers, what I'm saying here is that we've already converted the mean into a support. That would be your 38-cent zone. So now the upper bound of 60 cents, we got it. Right now, the targets to look out for here are right in here. The upper bound of the 2 standard deviation multiplier in a 4-hour time frame would land you at close to 82 cents, 81.73. Right, so let's go ahead and kind of put that in here so that we can keep that in line, right? We're going to put it right about here. That should be fine. And then we're going to try to validate that upside, right? Let's look at the 12-hour time frame to see how far up we can go. 74 cents would be the next area here on the 12-hour time frame, upper bound of the second standard deviation multiplier. Okay, so that's good. Now we know that we have 74.5, so let's go ahead and put that down in here too, and we're going to just kind of keep in mind that these are the potentials leading into tomorrow, right? Right around there should be okay. Okay, so this would be our zone. So now, you know what, just so that we can, for the sake of organization here, let's just go ahead and keep maybe a box there instead of those crazy lines. Okay, so this is leading to that potential top. Now, let's go ahead and take a Fibonacci retracement from the 12-hour candle and see if we're meeting in with anything at all. Well, what do you know? One spot 618 at 74.08 and the two spot 272 at 80.59. Landing very, very very, very comfy within this box that we're observing here in a discretionary manner, using the statistics, of course. All right, so that's very good. I do see an upside continuation leading up to there, okay? So now it depends on where we open, of course, right? So if we do open, say, for example, at around 68, so that would lead to a potential 74-cent top, which is already there. And 68 cents would just so happens to be our high, the post-market high. So yeah, opening up around this target here would certainly have us right up to the area of about 74.08. Now, please remember that this can also retrace. Okay, so we can still come back down to the area of around 52 cents, which is right in here. These are our max zones, okay? We have the EMA 200, SMA 200 on the 12-hour time frame here. Very, very, very important for us to observe. Another thing that we have to pay attention to, team. There may be an obstruction from us getting past that one spot 618 at 74 cents. Why? Because of the daily SMA 200. That is a critical moving average and one that we have to convert in order for GNS to enter a bull cycle. Okay? As long as price action is below the SMA 200 on a daily time frame, it belongs to the bears. All right? So if we can convert that SMA 200 on a daily, that would be a great sign for continuation. All right, team. So now you know the targets, you know the upside and the downside. I encourage you to join the ARCa Bulls trading team so that you are aware how to execute plays like these. All right, and maximize your profitability. I'm going to go ahead and leave the link in the description below, and I will also add it in the video here somewhere, right? We're at about 14 minutes, 30 seconds. All right, team. Well, I appreciate everybody for coming out. If any questions at all, reach out to me, all right? Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever, ever. Never, 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 never. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good rest of your night. and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.